There are so many failures to examine in the wake of Donald Trump's upset victory among pundits, but also among pollsters. Joining us now from Los Angeles is Frank Luntz, the veteran pollster and Fox News contributor. Frank, you have a brand new post-election day poll. I want to put up some numbers here. Found that 54% of those surveyed found the media coverage of the election biased. 46% said fair. But look at this. Fair to each candidate. 39% said the coverage was anti-Trump. 31% said the coverage was pro-Clinton. That's a total of 70%. On the other side, only 16% said pro-Trump. 14% said anti-Clinton. What's your takeaway?
So the public got it. Let's face it. All of this for months after months after months. It was about 80% why Trump was wrong. It was maybe 10% why Clinton was right, and then everything else would have been mixed in. I think the public fully understood what was happening in this election, and I think, listening to your previous guests, that they were correct, that Donald Trump running against the media was an effective strategy. It upset the reporters. I was on Trump's plane, or the media plane, the day before the election. The reporters were used to it by that point. They were used to being a focal point of Trump's criticism. But for those who didn't want Washington to control their lives, it was an effective strategy. One more thing, Howie. What I found interesting was in the exit polls, when we studied why they were so wrong in state after state after state, it's because Trump voters refused to participate. It's not that they lied. It's not that they changed their information when they were filling out the ballot. It's that they said, I don't want to do this. I don't want to help the media. I don't want to help the establishment. I'm not going to take that poll. No one knew that it was that deep and that passionate until Election Day. And this is going to continue well into the administration. Yeah,
polls often have trouble measuring passion. Hillary Clinton, we should say, did win or is winning the popular vote, but that's not how you get elected president. You got to get to 270. Yeah. Now, you made a little news on Election Day with an interview with Yahoo. Let me play a little bit of that.
Starting tonight on this show, no one will call me a Republican again, because I'm not part of this. I'm not part of that system. I'm not part of that negativity.
Now, you go way back. You worked with Newt Gingrich in 1994 in the contract with America. What do you mean no one will call you a Republican again?
Because it's not appropriate. Because I've tried over the last 2 years to tell it straight. I did this on 60 Minutes. I did it for the New York Times. I did it for Time Magazine. And for the BBC. Trying to be correct, trying to be accurate, and not taking a point of view. And for you to label me, for the media to label me a Republican, is not proper. There are some people who come on, like James Carville, who is always going to take the Democratic perspective, and there's some people who come on who will always take the Republican perspective. My job is to be accurate and to be precise and to not take any side. And I've just had it with this labeling, because we know that...
Well, you've had a lot of Republican clients over the years. I think that's part of the labeling. But you also said in that interview, we just played it, that you're not part of the negativity. So the impression I got is you were not happy with the way Donald Trump ran his campaign, and you didn't want to be associated with that either.
I was not happy with the entire tone. I was not happy with the debates because there wasn't enough substance. It was all about personality. I was not happy with the advertising.
Less so.
The Chris Wallace debate was the exception. The Chris Wallace debate actually showed people that you could have a real conversation about issues and you could understand where the candidates were coming from. And he deserves tremendous kudos. But Howard, for the most part, this campaign was the most negative of anything I've experienced in the 30 years that I've been doing it. And there has to be a way for people to unite. There has to be common ground. If you really want to get tax reform, if you really want to get an anti-poverty program, if you really want the U.S. to reestablish itself in the world order, then you're going to have to work across the aisle to get these things done.
Let me sneak in one more question. You said in an essay in Time Magazine, Frank, that you were shocked by the outcome, that there was an echo chamber in the media and political establishment, the certainty that a guy like Trump could never win. Did you fall prey to that echo chamber like a lot of people?
I absolutely thought, when I saw the exit polls, and they had +5, +6 in states like Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio was dead even, Florida, Clinton had the lead. I was sure that Clinton was going to win. I had no doubt, based on the exit polls. And they were your exit polls. They were Fox News exit polls, and it was clear. And then when the election result happened, I was as stunned as anybody. But then you accept that, you acknowledge your mistake, you learn from it, and then you move forward.
All right.
And Howard, we've got to find a way to move forward where it is about all of us together rather than about winners and losers. And I think that's going to be a very important theme that I'm going to be pushing between now and election day.
A good closing sentiment. Frank Luntz, great to see you from Los Angeles.